This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, double check you're still subscribed to the channel. Double check your notifications are on. And if you hit that like button, double check it's working properly, because you know these bad actors are working overtime to suppress the channel because they're terrified of more people becoming aware of all the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Guys, listen. These bad actors that are naked shorting all these great American companies, they are under a lot of pressure right now, okay? They're under a lot of pressure because their liquidity is drying up. Well, technically, the liquidity of their banks are drying up, and if the banks don't have money to stay afloat, they definitely don't have money to lend to bad actors so they can naked short AMC, GME, NWBO, BYND, GNS, and a whole lot of other great companies. The reverse repo has dropped back down to $4 billion. And you guys know by now, if you watch the videos, it was at like 2.4 trillion 2 years ago. But it has slowly been depleted. And you want to know why? And this is just my opinion. Because retail investors have gotten smarter. Retail investors have become privy to the nonsense that these criminals are doing in the United States stock market. So instead of buying high and selling low, we buy high and we buy low. We diamond hand our shares when we invest in companies that we believe in. And that just throws off their algorithms. That puts a monkey wrench in their manipulation program, because they expect us to buy high and then they manipulate it down and we start dumping our shares and they just reap profits. But because retail investors have learned to diamond hand, we have put a lot of pressure on these bad actors. You guys know how many hedge funds have had to close their doors because retail investors refuse to sell their shares at ridiculously low prices. That's why the reverse repo keeps going down and down and down, because retail investors refuse to sell their shares at these ridiculously low prices. And here's the thing. You have a lot of CEOs of these great companies who are sick and tired of the fraud and corruption also. They are not afraid of the SEC going after them anymore, because a lot of times when firms complain about the naked shorting, that put them under the radar of the SEC. The SEC starts investigating them because they complain about the naked shorting. I mean, could you imagine that? You're the victim of a crime, and the minute you complain to law enforcement about that crime, all of a sudden you become a suspect. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. But here's the thing. The CEOs of these great companies, they don't care if they become suspects for complaining about the naked shorting. They are going after the naked shorters. They are filing the lawsuits, and it is going to cause havoc in the market. And all we need is a few of these lawsuits, a few of them, to get to the discovery phase, and then the evidence of the naked shorting, the manipulation, the spoofing, the watching is exposed in a court of law, in open court. Then the SEC, the DOJ, the FBI are going to be forced to do something about these criminals. The bottom line is this. Liquidity running out is going to get us the justice that the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI refuse to give us. And these civil lawsuits that are incoming, and they're going to be incoming, are going to be another tool in our arsenal to get justice from these criminals who've been manipulating the United States stock market over the last 5 years. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think the liquidity running out is putting a lot of pressure on the naked shorters? Anyway, have a great day. God bless. And I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.